Another down day on Wall Street saw the Dow fall 458 points on Monday. That's a drop of nearly 2%. The Nasdaq and S&P 500 experienced even steeper declines. Amazon and other tech stocks led the sell-off. Investors were also reacting to China's decision to impose tariffs on a variety of commodities imported from the U.S. And college basketball crowned a new champion in San Antonio on Monday night. Villanova defeated Michigan by a score of 79-62. It's the Wildcats' third national title and their second in 3 years. Closer to home, as we wake up to snow, schools are adjusting their day for student safety. St. Charles Mission School, Pretty Eagle School, and St. LeBray Catholic schools are all closed today. And for delays, Morin School, Roundup Public Schools, and Lodgegrass schools are on a 2-hour delay. Custer schools also have a delayed start today, and all bus routes have been canceled for the morning. Route plans for this afternoon will be determined later in the day. And in Billings, alternate bus routes are in effect for School District 2 today. Meanwhile, in Muscle County, a fatal crash is under investigation that killed one woman on Highway 87 near Roundup. There's no word yet on the victim's name. The crash happened around 3:40 Monday afternoon and stopped traffic for hours. Montana Highway Patrol Trooper Joe DeYoung tells Q2 two vehicles collided in a partial head-on crash. For reasons still unknown, he says the southbound vehicle crossed the center line and hit the front end of the driver's side of a northbound car. DeYoung says a female passenger in the northbound vehicle was killed. There's no word on the condition of the others involved. DeYoung says the weather was a possible factor in the crash. A Montana Highway Patrol trooper barely escaped a head-on crash with a drunk driver this weekend. 27-year-old Angelo Garza appeared in Yellowstone County Justice Court Monday on 3 charges related to drunk driving. The trooper was driving on Highway 312 early Saturday morning when he saw oncoming headlights in his lane. The vehicle did not slow down or change lanes, so the trooper swerved off the road to avoid a head-on collision. The trooper then pursued the vehicle and made a traffic stop. Garza was allegedly so intoxicated he could not stand or pull his license out of his wallet. Garza was transported to the jail where staff made a blood draw. One of the nation's largest coal companies reports it's unsure about its survival. Westmoreland Coal Company operates 3 mines in Montana and has been losing money since 2012. On Monday, company executives issued their annual report with a statement that, quote, substantial doubt exists the companies can continue as a going concern. In Montana, those include the Rosebud Mine at Colstrip, the Upsalica Mine near Hardin, and the Savage Mine along the Montana-North Dakota border. While the company is in financial turmoil, it is still pursuing 3 new mine permits in the state. Westmoreland is the 6th largest coal American producer and employs 3,200 people. Now on the campaign trail, the Montana Democratic Party and 3 of its supporters filed suit to remove the Green Party from the 2018 Montana ballot. The suit, filed in State District Court in Helena late Monday, says Democratic Party activists reviewed voter signatures on the petitions used last month to qualify the Green Party. It says at least 180 of those signatures are invalid, and when those are removed, the petition falls short of the required minimum in 8 legislative districts. Without those signatures, the Green Party cannot qualify for the ballot, and its candidates cannot file to run. 6 Green Party candidates filed to run, including 3 of the U.S. Senate and U.S. House races. The suit isn't the only action taken by Democrats against the Green Party. The party also says the Green Party paid to have an outside agency gather the signatures, but did not report that spending to the state, which is against state law. Elsewhere, 2 weeks after a rally in downtown Billings that demanded action on gun legislation, a pro-gun rally will take place in the Magic City this Saturday. Gun advocates peacefully rallied at the state's capitol on March 24th. Organizers are inviting all supporters of the Second Amendment to this Saturday's event in Billings. We spoke with an organizer of the upcoming pro-gun rally, and he says he's tired of gun owners being portrayed as villains. He wants people to know gun owners are responsible citizens who don't deserve to have their Second Amendment infringed upon.
Why do I feel that way? Because my guns have never harmed anybody. I've never harmed anybody with a firearm in my life. You know, when I was in high school, I got into a fist fight. We didn't use guns to shoot people with, and we took our guns to school. You know, so I think it's more of a culture thing than it is a firearm thing.
The rally starts at 11 a.m. Saturday at the Yellowstone County Courthouse. Siegel says there will be guest speakers and he expects several hundred to attend. Faced with an avalanche of public opposition, it looks like the Interior Department is backing off on a plan to aggressively increase entrance fees at Yellowstone and other national parks this summer. Interior Secretary Ryan Zinke had proposed the increase last year, saying the fee hikes were needed to generate more revenue from park visitors. It's money he believes is needed to catch up with a backlog of park maintenance and improvement projects. Zinke's original plan would have hiked park entrance fees to as much as $70 per car during the peak summer season at Glacier and 16 of the other busiest parks. That would have been a 34% boost in park revenues from the current fees, which averaged $25 per car. However, thousands of people attacked the idea. The Washington Post is reporting of the 50,000 comments the paper obtained, the vast majority criticized the rate hikes, calling them insane, saying they would reconsider their family vacation plans if the increases went through as proposed. An Interior Department official told the Post some type of increase is still likely, but says the agency is also considering how to revise the proposal.